Welcome to Garage Sales Unhinged.
where the characters are as quirky as the finds.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Jake.
Join us as we dive into the wild world of garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, and anywhere secondhand sales are happening.
From bizarre bargains to hilarious haggles.
You won't believe the stories we've got lined up.
Let's get unhinged.
Welcome back, everyone, to another fun-filled episode of Garage Sales Unhinged, where we are, in fact, unstructured, untethered, and free to make up whatever kind of nonsense we want to. Why, Jacob, are you laughing?
Because I thought you were gonna unfettered, unstructured. I was like, why am I wearing pants right now?
You don't have to wear pants. This is not a video podcast. It's a straight up audio.
Yeah. When we pivot to video, then definitely no pants.
When we pivot to video, people are gonna be like, "Oh man, what a letdown!" They sounded hotter.
I know, right?
Joke's on you, folks. I just sound sexy. How you doing, Jake?
I'm doing okay. I'm enjoying I've gotten into the sugar-free sodas, and so I've learned that I've got to scale back. I went to the doctor. I was like, "Hey, is it good to have like 28 of these a day?" And he said, "No." And I want a second opinion, and I didn't need a second opinion because at some point I lost sensation in my tongue. I'm not making this up. I couldn't taste things just on the perimeter of my tongue. Could I feel heat or taste anything? And I was like, what is going on? It must be any. And I was looking around me. I have this sugar-free soda in my hand. I was like, what could it possibly be? Do I have COVID again? What could possibly explain this? Excuse me. And I drink this one and I pour another one immediately. But the truth is, once I started scaling back slowly, it started coming back and I went, oh, okay, it was my true love.
Wait, so did your doctor say how many we should be having?
I didn't go to a doctor. I'm not that responsible. But I figure, if my experience is any indication, maybe, have one a day, not 6.
Yeah. I usually have one sugar-free soda a day or less. I don't always drink one every day. Now, coffee. Let's talk about coffee because hi, everyone. This is the most boring podcast you've joined. Thanks for joining us. So I have about 1 cup of coffee a day, and I didn't actually start drinking coffee till about 10 years ago. So I have 1 cup of coffee a day. If I have more than that, jittery, all get out. And yeah, I had, so I had coffee at home one morning and then I went out to have coffee with a work friend. And later that day, I was sitting at my desk trying to work. I'm going, why are my hands shaking?
Why are the lights vibrating?
Yeah. But drinking soda, it doesn't do that to me. It's just coffee. And also, here's the thing. Coffee on vacation is not everyday coffee because I can have tons of coffee on vacation. Doesn't faze me. I can go to sleep just fine. So maybe it's coffee and reality that is adult.
They don't mix well. Yeah. Reality and most things don't mix well. I can have a pot of coffee and I at least get level, I don't think it ever gets on top of me. I think I've kind of built, I wouldn't say an immunity, but more of a reliance on having coffee at my disposal.
Well, because it's a drug. Caffeine's a drug.
Yeah, it's a legalized drug. Yes.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm now releasing a jazz album. I don't know how to play trumpet, but you wouldn't know the difference.
And also, let's just clarify, you don't own a trumpet. It's just mouth trumpet.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, it's the playground trumpet.
John Colame.
The kids that listen to this podcast are like, who's that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All the kids that are listening to the Garage Sale podcast. The kids love the Garage Sale podcast.
Well, okay. So I did look up some of our stats that I can see behind the podcast curtain.
Looked under the hood.
And on our YouTube channel, we actually have some minors that look at some of our content. Now, I think they may be looking at our YouTube shorts and not necessarily the full
Yeah.
podcast episode. But hi kids, welcome. Don't say anything, sit down, be quiet. Thank you. You ain't got money. Like, what are you doing? You ain't buying secondhand goods. Just listen to us.
Yeah.
Be quiet.
Yeah. Buy something or get out.
Well, okay, so it's interesting you said buy something because I want to talk about moolah today.
Money, cash money. Let's go.
Cash money, yo. Um, so this I found this news article. It came from 2022, so I'm a little slow on the uptick, but that's fine. No, this is not a shocker to anyone, but it's from May of 2022, and it's kind of it's on the crime section of Deadline Detroit. So everyone loves a good crime story, and if you don't, how un-American of you. Um, but this one actually, I thought it was interesting because as much as I tell people, if like you should use a money pin, always use a money pin, doing a yard sale, estate sale. A lot of estate sales only take cards, but garage sales, use a money pin.
So, would you really briefly, just for the few people out there that might not know what a money pin is, could you describe exactly what you're talking about?
Yes, a money pin has a special type of ink in it that whenever you cross it across American money, it will indicate whether it is actually actual American money or if it's a counterfeit.
How does it do that? So, if you rub this thing across, a genuine piece of currency, nothing happens.
Right.
But if it's fake, what happens?
The ink changes color.
Okay, so like you'll actually see like a streak across it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And people go, well, how does it know that? So American money.
Yeah. I like to think somebody holding the pin up going, how do you know that?
So, Jacob, have you ever washed a dollar bill, $10 bill, anything
Oh,
like that?
sure. Yeah, you leave stuff in your pocket or something and you find it. It's a nice little treat when you're doing the laundry. Yeah.
Well, our mother, whenever because she used to do laundry for the whole household, whenever she would find money in the washing machine, she would keep it. And she's like, well, you should have emptied out your pockets.
Yeah, I remember that. At some point she was like, that's the policy. It's like, oh, what? Things got real.
Yeah. Also, I kind of wondered because she was like,
Grew up on the
hey,
streets, man. We had it hard.
well, part of me was like, she wanted us to do laundry. And we were like, nah, we're busy watching TV. Um,
Honestly, at some point, yeah, that was like an early, like economic education. I went, look, is the $2 that I might have left in my pocket worth missing Tiny Toons? No, like I'm making a value judgment. I need to watch Animaniacs.
well, I think there was one time mom found like $20 while doing laundry. And I'm like, oh man, if I did laundry that day, I could have had the $20. I also wonder if our own mother put the money in there or just said she found it as a way of like, oh, if I tell
Yeah,
them I found it, we'll get
inducing
it.
us to like do the
Well,
laundry. Like
but
it's
also,
she taught us to play the lottery.
but also between you and me and our brother, the only person that would have put $20 in their pocket and forgot about it is our dad. So like, I'm like, and our parents had a joint checking account. I'm like, Mom, you essentially found your own money. You're
I
fine.
remember you're reminding me of a quick story. I remember you and I actually were in riding in the truck with dad, and he stopped to get gas at a station. And we were at the age where, you're at the age where you're embarrassed by the stuff your parents do. What that horrible age.
Now,
And
wait. Now our parents are at the age that they're embarrassed by what we do,
yeah, right.
which is why we have a podcast.
And so dad gets out and he's putting gas in the truck, and I see him bend down and get something from the ground, and it's a scratch off ticket. And he's like, "There." He hands it to me. It hadn't been scratched off. Somebody just like dropped it at some point. He's like, and I was so embarrassed. Like, oh God, why'd you pick that up off the ground? That's so embarrassing, for some reason. And he's like, yeah, go ahead and scratch it. And I was just rolling my eyes. Oh God, as though, no one's gonna win this, as if thing won like $5. And I tried my best to hide it from him.
What were you gonna do? Go
I
cast
don't
it in your
know. I
child?
was like, oh, I'll hang on to this for like the 3 years it'll take before I could do anything with it. And but he pressed me on it. He's like, "Hey, no, did you get rid of it? Did you throw it away?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know." But I ended up having to just like come clean, like, "Yeah, no, you were right. It's a winner. It's $5." And he was really excited about that. No, sorry, I digress. What's your point?
I mean, also, what's your point? But it's also one of those things of, again, if you want to win the lottery, you don't always have to play. You can just find it floating on the ground and pick up
That's
trash like a good person, and you might win some money. So
Don't you understand? There are lots of people in downtown areas in every major metropolitan area that are essentially walking ATMs. Don't you understand this?
this is not a call to go mug people. Don't do that. Are you planning a garage sale, yard sale, or estate sale and need some help? Look no further than Garage Sale Supply. They provide top-notch resources and expert advice to help you host the perfect sale. From pricing tips to promotional strategies, they've got you covered. Visit GarageSaleSupply.com and make your next sale a success. Okay, going back to this May 2022 article, somebody was having a yard sale and they got scammed by someone using money. Sorry, before I go into this thing and talking about our mom washing clothes, US dollars are made from cotton. It's not actually paper.
Hmm.
So, which is why whenever you wash a dollar bill and the ink doesn't bleed, the money doesn't shrivel, because like if you watch a piece of paper, a
Oh
receipt,
yeah, it's
ink's
destroyed.
gone,
Yeah.
paper shredded. So our US dollar is actually printed on cotton. It has a special ink to it that doesn't bleed. And so that pen can recognize the material it's printed on, which is, if it's counterfeit, counterfeit, not usually printed on cotton. It's a special type of material, and it'll pick up on that ink if it's not the right type of ink. So that pen
Okay.
will detect that stuff.
That's how the pen knows it.
Also,
Smart
like
pen.
you can buy the pens on Amazon. They're super cheap. If you're doing a secondhand sell and accepting cash, get one. It works great. It pays for itself. So back in 2022, someone was having a yard sale, and someone paid with money that was not real.
Okay.
And I'm going to explain what it is in a second. They didn't catch it until at the end of their sale, whenever they were counting out all their money, and they go, wait, this one feels differently.
Mm.
And that's whenever they started to inspect it, because it looked almost real, but it was movie prop money.
No, no.
So for those that think whenever you see a briefcase full of money on a movie, the movie did not take out 10 grand to make that movie prop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that is a surefire way that prop gets walked off the lot
Oh
in
yeah,
someone's
for sure.
pocket. They actually have movie prop money. It looks very real. It doesn't have it's not printed on cotton. It's not the right ink. It looks almost identical, except for on the money, in the same type of font and everything, it'll either say copy money or movie prop money, where Federal Reserve note or United States of America would normally be.
Was that on the currency in question in this story?
Yes.
They didn't really look at it?
Well, no, because it looks so real and you would have to like really inspect it. Also, whenever this person handed over and they paid fives and 20s for whatever they got, whenever the person handed it over, they handed it over folded.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So again, whenever you're accepting cash, unfold the money, use your money pin, do all the right things. But yeah, this person essentially was out the money. They did call the authorities to say somebody is using movie prop money. So it's not illegal to own movie prop money. You can actually order it yourself if you wanted to have a stack of $10,000 prop money laying around to impress your friends. I don't know.
It's just like you never know when you might shoot a rap video.
I mean, honestly, I think I have one scheduled for Tuesday.
Right.
So, but if you decide to use it as money, that's where it becomes illegal, becomes counterfeit money. You can't do that. So again, it's a call to arms of use the money pin, goes a long way. But also and I'm going to share some of the images of movie prop money on our Instagram handle at Garage Sales Unhinged. Because honestly, if I'm looking at it, it looks real authentic. So
Mm.
whenever you have a close up shot of money in a movie, there's a way for CGI effects to um, remove the copy money or movie prop money from the visual. But if you were to actually handhold it, it has that printed on there. Um,
I feel like they could go a little further to make it easier on all of us to not get duped. And when they produce these things, instead of just changing the wording on there, like you said, like what the movie prop money, instead of the official language on a real dollar, it
yeah,
says what? Like it just says movie prop money, but it's
yeah.
in like a similar font. It still looks consistent with a real dollar. It's just saying something different. And yeah, unless you're really looking at it, that's easy to miss. I feel like they could do us a favor by making it a little more obvious and just like making sure that, Abraham Lincoln is like wearing sunglasses or something like that. Something
Well,
really obvious. Make it like give a lollipop to Franklin.
well, so I'm looking at there's a website called propmoviemoney.com where you can actually go and buy these things for your next rap video, for your next children's video. I don't know, whatever you're doing. And to give you an idea, and there's different ones. So there's a blank filler prop and then there's full print prop. So I'm assuming the full print prop is it's back and front and back printed.
Okay.
They come with the money bands on them, so like they look like you straight balling yo. Um, and also I realize I say yo whenever I'm trying to be cool. Anyway, um, for a new series of $100 but aged, so you have $100 bills and you want it to look like $50,000 bundle, you're going to spend $65 for it.
That's steep. I mean, I just assume like change the script in my Breaking Bad, you know, sequel that no one asked for, Breaking Worse. And it's like, look, in this scene, uh, you're giving him $40.
Oh, this is fun. Okay, so like, okay, now that I'm scrolling down this page, you can also just buy a duffel bag of $500,000 money prop money. Do you want to take a guess of how much that costs? So you're getting the bag and the $500,000 of
Oh,
aged blank filler money.
how much?
$6.99.
That's a bargain.
I know, right?
I'd be stupid not to buy this.
Also, if you want to cause some mayhem at work,
Yeah.
just leave it in the break room. See what
Yeah.
happens.
Listen, Phil, I don't like you. You don't like me. So here's the thing. I will give you this $50,000 to tell this whole place to F off right now.
Man, I really want to be a fly on the wall for that HR
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
Um, I was also clicking through here. They have 1980 series money. So for those that were not born back in the golden age of the sepia age of the 1980s, um, the our currency had green tint to it. So today it's more of a gray blue tint. They changed the design of currency since the 1980s. So if you were, let's say you were making a movie or a rap video, rap wasn't really a rap videos weren't really around in the 80s. But anyway, if you were making a movie and it was set in the early 80s, mid 80s, and you wanted to have authenticated looking money, you can actually come on here and purchase it because it's printed with a green tint to it.
You're right. I mean, I didn't realize it, but you're right. The money color did change.
Yeah.
It used to be
Also,
like much more green. Now it looks like a Netflix show.
yeah. Um, oh. Okay, so this is fun. Okay, let's play the next Price is Right game. That's
See,
what
this
we're
is here's a difference between the shows. Um, Topics that Julie brings to the table, she's kind of doing on the fly as we record.
doing.
And sometimes I feel like those go better. The ones that I do, I spend like 2 days of research, and that I don't cut my fingernails, and I don't bathe, and I've learned so much things that are of no use to anyone else,
You're
and
the William
and
Hurst of this podcast.
constantly referring to a spiral bound notebook that is filled with arcane symbols. Julie just now found out something that she wants to share.
I did. So guess how much $1 million of aged blank filler um, prop money is in a duffel bag. So you're getting the duffel bag and $1 million. How much do you think that is?
$20?
$1,349.
That sounds right. Adjust for inflation. Even fake money's expensive now.
I'm not gonna do it because that's way too much. I'll do a smaller amount, but that might be something that like our nieces and nephews get for me for Christmas.
Jeez.
Don't spend it at
That'd
all,
be
kids.
great. That's right.
Oh gosh.
Let
Um,
me listen to you about Santa and other things.
so so this prop money, it still has the right president on the bill. It still looks like it has all the right details on it, except for those couple of things that are changed out on it. Again, with a money pin, they're not going to pass the money pin check. If you try to deposit at a bank, definitely not going to do that, and you're going straight to jail. Don't pass go. Um, so yeah, it's just a call to arms of movie prop money is a real thing. It's also printed appropriately to let you know it's a movie prop thing, but you have to look at it. And in a fast-paced garage sale, yard sale, um, a lot of people don't check the currency because you're busy making sure other things are happening during the event. But having that money pin is just ease of mind, and you don't have to worry about it afterwards. Because if you've sold something for $55, $60, $200, if you if you have fake currency, you're out that money. The police aren't giving you a refund. The bank is not going to accept it and just say, "Hey, we understand it was, you know, it was illegal what they did, and we're going to give you that money." No, you're out that money.
Yeah, they're just we're very sorry. You got suckered.
Yeah.
Well, and that's also it sounds like you're saying, hey, word of caution, if you're running a sale and it's crazy busy, somebody that's got the mind to do this kind of thing, to run this kind of scam, they're looking for that situation where you're not going to have the space and the time to really look at the money everybody's handing you.
Yeah.
So in that situation, just, be aware.
Yeah. And again, that money pin, just ease of mind, just ease. So, and then I talk about it for garage sales and yard sales. Also, like I've sold things on Facebook Marketplace,
Mm.
and I've sold a chair for $20, and someone hands me a $20 bill. And I just tell them, "Hey, I'm going to check this real quick with my money pin."
What would you do? What would you do if you did that? Like you give them the marketplace thing, they give you the $20 and you run the pin across it real quick and the ink shows up. Are you just gonna bust out the kung fu right then? What do
Yes,
what do you do? Yeah? You
I
like,
kick him in the knee.
clearly you're out to sucker me. I'll show you
Yeah. I mean,
gunshata.
technically they're on my property. So, no, honestly, if I was in that situation and it came across as, "Hey, this isn't actual money," I would say, "Hey, this is not showing up to be an actual bill that I can accept. Do you have something else?" And also, I don't it's kind of like the thing where you're like you see in movies of where you're like you're trying to pass it off to each other at the same time and
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff. But I do it so whenever especially if someone comes to my house, I do the exchange in my front yard. Everyone can see out their front houses, all that stuff. I don't ever let anyone inside my house whenever I'm selling things off Facebook
Good idea.
Marketplace. Um, I also have security cameras everywhere, so, like, even if they wanted to run off with my thing, I have their license plate, I have their information, they're also on camera doing what they did. So, I think there's less chance of someone doing that in person,
Mhm.
especially on a Facebook Marketplace deal, but if someone were to do that, I'd be like, "Hey, this isn't actually coming up correctly. You probably wanna look at where you got this from. Do you have another $20, $10? I need to check, I'll give this one back to you. You should report it, but I need actual money." And
Mhm.
And if
Eh,
that's all I brought, then I'm going, well, you're not taking my chair. So
right, right. I mean, you do bring up a good point in that, like, how often cash exchanges hands, and how much do you really look at it?
yeah,
That the person that handed you a counterfeit bill, it's possible that they didn't even know it.
yeah,
And it's possible the person they got it from didn't know it either. That kind of thing.
yeah. The other thing that people can do is take a approved form of electronic payment. So a lot of companies use the platform Zelle to send money. That's very secure. You can also use Venmo. I'm still leery about PayPal. Maybe I just had a bad experience with PayPal in the past, but um, I feel like Zelle has some security backing behind it from through your banking institute. Um, but for the most part, people want to use cash for those types of things. But anyway,
Hmm.
I thought it was an interesting thing. I'd never considered prop movie money being used in that situation. Definitely happened in Detroit back in 2022. There was a news article about it. Police got involved. Um, so that people in the neighborhood were more aware that that was going on.
I think it'd be fun to buy the prop money in bulk like that. And you got to think there's only a few times you could use it as a gag. Otherwise, it's just taking up a lot of space and you're just using it for other purposes. And so when people come to visit or hang out or whatever, it's very ostentatious. It's very like, oh, yeah, that's just the doorstop.
It's a coaster.
About 20 grand, whatever. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. That chair's a little wobbly. Here's like $500. Put it under that leg. Fold it and put it under that leg. It's fine. It's just 500.
You know, I'm not in a situation to do it, but like, yeah, that's funny until like one day you're like, oh God, no, that's my real money.
Yeah, right. Right. Like, man,
Any
it's not, I need to get this fire started. Shit.
uh that yeah. Uh. Also, if you wanted to like start a rumor within your family of like, that type of thing, we're having a fire in the backyard, bonfire, or in the fire pit or something, and just going, you know what? I need to get rid of some evidence and just dump a whole duffel bag of money on it to see what like, hey, no one asks questions. No one needs to ask questions.
That is like maybe the most tempting thing about this. And I know it'd be incredibly mean to do it, but if you have all this prop money, you just want to see people's reactions.
Yeah.
You're just gonna leave it on a fishing line in a parking lot somewhere, and it's
Horrible.
people see a banded stack of hundreds. Just see how far they'll go.
I might have to cut this out of the podcast. I don't want people getting ideas.
Yeah.
People don't do that. Don't be a jerk. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Also, don't be a jerk and try to use prop money at a garage sale or a yard sale. But also, if you're hosting one of those sales, get a money pin. It'll save you a lot of heartache and dollars down the road.
Good
So
call.
that's my advice for this week. And that's our episode.
Cool. Thanks, Julie. See you later. Bye.
Bye.